about 8 inches folded in half, and I'll just clip that off. So I got my monofilament, okay? And I just gelled, that's what I have now, okay? And then we'll grab a howlite, and then I'm gonna take and put my cord through the bead, going from right to left, and then grab this cord going from left to right through the center. And then I'll grab my tails and pull that bead down, and that's what we have. And now I am going to put on 3 more of the red on each strand. So now I'm going to alternate my strands. Very similar to the ladder. So there's 1, 2, 3 on one strand. And 3 reds on the other. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then I put 1 of the olive on each strand. So there's an olive on that strand, put an olive on this strand. And then I'm gonna grab my 6mm red rondelle and the same thing. I am going to put this tail through the bead, okay? And then I'm gonna put this tail in this hand through the bead going the opposite direction. And so there is our tails, right? So that's what you have. And I'll grab my tails, marry them up here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull my bead down, and that's what we have. I'll pull you down to the mat for this next run. Okay, so see, now this is what I have, okay? So the next run is I have 3 greens and 1 red on each strand. So we'll go with 3 of the olive and 1 of the red, and these are the 3mm. So there's 3 olive and then 1 red, and I'll let those go ahead and drop down, and then I'll grab the other side and then 3 olives and a red. 1, 2, 3, and an olive. Oops, I just did the wrong one. 3 olives and a red. Oh, I have to stop. Sorry, guys. Because I just realized I just flung beads off my mat. Let me grab another olive here, and then we'll need a bone bead. Okay. So 3 olives and a red. Boy, I got the dropsies today. 1, 2, 3 olive. And we'll let those drop down, and a red. These are really easy and fast, but they look really dramatic. So that's what I have. And now we're gonna grab the bone bead, and I'm gonna take the tail on one side, which is on my right here, and I'm gonna put my tail through my bead, going from right to left, and here comes my tail here. And then my left hand, I'll take the tail and put it through the bead the other way, going from left to right. And see there where my tails are coming out either side of my bead. I'm going to grab my tails up here and go ahead and pull this bead down. And that's what we have. Now, this is what we have at the top, right? And so now I'm gonna put my tails together, and I am going to put down this 3mm down both strands, because it will fit, believe it or not, on the monofilament. And this is the 6-pound monofilament that I offer in my store that I'm using. So I put that 3mm red right down that both strands there, And I'm also going to put my accent 8mm rondelle down both strands as well. And go ahead and pull them both down. And that's what we have. Okay, pull you back up. Really easy. It's almost instant gratification here, guys. So easy. You saw how fast those were? This is where you want to go ahead, and because it's mono, you can, it's just so easy to work with, and kind of pull it like this to make sure that everything looks like it's supposed to look. And just like all of our split techniques, in particular, I'm looking, you know, right there to make sure that all those 3 beads in the center are centered coming all the way up. Okay, and now keeping my tails together, I'm going to go ahead and feed on my crimp down both my tails. We'll let that go ahead and drop down, and now we'll grab one of the wires. We'll let one hang out, so we'll just feed the wire guardian up the horseshoe on the wire guardian and down the horseshoe. So up the barrel, up and around the horseshoe, down the barrel. And I'll stop right there and pull you down. And that's what I have, right? Okay. And I'm going to pull this down. Do I get kind of close here? Now I'm going to grab the tail I'm working with here, put it back through the crimp bead again. So now that's 3 wires going through that crimp, which is perfect. So it's going to be nice and strong. And there's my tail. I'm going to pull my tail. This is where it just gets a little finicky for a second. Not terrible. And again, that other wire is just hanging out. We don't need him anymore. He's in here to get crimped. But notice how now I pulled the tail, right, as I've held my wire guardian up here. But see how it's lopsided? Well, that's probably the other wire. So I'm going to grab this wire guardian, hold it, and pull the tail that's been hanging out. And see that? How that just pulled that right up right here. So now everything is centered. The other thing that's really important here, friends, is you're going to want to make sure that your wire guardian is facing the front, just like mine is. So when we hang it on our ear wire, that'll be the front of our earring. It'll hang correctly. You could also use a jump ring if you want. Okay, so got that pulled nice and tight. Everything's nice and tidy. And I am now going to use my regular crimping tool and go ahead and crimp that. Do my tug test. And now I'll go ahead, pull you up, and voila, guys. Like 10-minute earrings. Even though I already made one, I'm telling you, they're so easy, so fast. We'll just cut the excess, trim it real close there. And voila, we are all done. Well, I'm sorry, we're almost done. We have to pop it on the air wire, but that takes us a hot second. And let's get into looking at my giveaway. It's the most fun. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm just so happy and excited for somebody to win this bag of goodies I have put together. I hope you guys are going to love it. But before we do that, we shall look at what we made. And there is my first set of earrings out of Cozy Cabins. Basically a ladder earring is truly what it is. But how cool is that? I think it is really pretty. I love that pop of the bone color in there. And I just think they are gorgeous. And they are so easy to make, guys. And how inexpensive, right? You've got all the beads from your bag, ear wires, and monofilament. We used 1 crimp, and a couple wire guardians. So all that should be in our stash. And I just think that these are just as cool as a cucumber. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. Happy Thursday. So there is our earrings. Let's go ahead and put these to the side and get them out of the way. And let's take a look at our prize, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, guys. Here's what we have. So let's get into it. I wish I could play some Christmas music in the background. I'm not joking, but there's so much copywriting and all that. There's no way. So, excuse me, guys. Here is what we have for our prize. Okay, this is my gratitude giveaway. This is what I have come up with and curated. I hope one of you beautiful beaders love this, who gets this. I wasn't sure when I was putting this together if it'd be a beginning beader, an intermediate, an advanced designer. Wasn't sure. So I just kind of did a little of everything. So first of all, let's start with, you get my December 2024 sparkle bag. And I will actually untie my bow because I'm a very good bow tire. And let's see, if you missed my launch of my sparkle bag for December, I will briefly go through it and show you what was included. There were, I think, 18 items in December's Mistletoe Magic. So you get December's sparkle bag, and it is just exactly, that's what it is, guys. Silver and gold and sparkle galore. It's a very sparkly bag. Very sparkly bag. Okay. So here is my December Mistletoe Magic. As you can see, there's some imitation jade. There's some more imitation jade. These are both 6.5 millimeter. One's a round, one's a faceted rondelle. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 more strands of 6 millimeter rondelles in this green yellow AB, which is sensational. The silver and clear, the perfect Christmas green right here, and then this beautiful white. I mean, the fastening is so pretty, so beautiful. Then you get the graduated strand from 3 millimeter to 8 millimeter rondelles, and they actually have 2 different finishes. There's some opaque and transparent, but they're really beautiful. And a strand of 4 millimeter bicones in cherry, which have a gorgeous faceting as well. So those are the bead strands. And let's see if we can just get this shoved back in, because I have so much going on. I don't want to get things mixed up. And if you're wondering what those little tags are on there, that's how my sparkle bags come. It's kind of like it matches your pick list. And this was what else is in my sparkle bag. There's just, so it's just beautiful. You've got some silver chain, oval curb chain, and then you've got the gold chain, which is the Coriander beading chain. There's some clamshells in here. So everything is silver and gold. There is your SNI hooks. In the gold, there's a gold and silver pave rhinestone magnetic clasp in there. And then here's the other clasps. There's a heart and a triple strand clasp. There is your clasps comes in the sparkle bag. And there were 2 types of bead caps, the fancy silver, and these are like 12 millimeter filigree dotted. They're so beautiful. These fancy bead caps are so pretty, silver and gold. Then you get your 3 charms. There are 3 really cute Christmas charms in here. I'll pull them out and show you. They're so pretty. Everything is silver and gold pretty much, as you can tell. So this has a star, gorgeous. It's in the silver. There are your gold bells with the snowdrift on them, and your little present. And he has a little red rhinestone in the middle. They are one-sided enamel charms. And then there is this from my personal stash, which is a really beautiful red glass bead. It's a lot, all of them are different. There's some very subtle swirling in them. They have a very interesting cut. There's a big hole on one side. Some of them have a smaller hole on the other. In terms of the way it's drilled, this one is actually drilled the same on both. But they're for my personal stash. They're just a beautiful bead. These are hand-painted porcelain beads. They're very Christmassy. There's red flowers and some green leaves on those. Those are 10 millimeter. And then there is a checked glass bag mix. And there's some table cut. There is some green bell flowers with a gold wash. There's some gold bicones. They're in a matte wash. And then there is some silver snowflake metal bead flowers, beads right here. They're center drilled. So a little bag of that. That is just what's in this bag. Okay, so you get your sparkle bag from December. Okay, next thing, guys, I put together is this. So this bag, I just did a complete, I just packed it full of things that were totally random, to give you little something of everything, I feel like. Let's dump this out and see what's in here. And again, I didn't theme this, right? I just wanted to kind of do a little of everything. So I was just speaking of my fire brick mix. There it is, right there. And it's just such a beautiful, these 3mm rondelles, 3x2s, they're gorgeous. They have every little color for winter you can imagine. So there's a strand of those. There is this beautiful strand. It is 8mm frosted glass rounds and 6mm faceted rondelles in a rainbow of blues. And it's a pretty long, probably 13 or so inch strand. That is your strand of your blues. And then here is a, oh my gosh, these are so pretty, you guys. These are 8mm rondelles in emerald. They're sensational. They're just so beautiful. Then there is a 6mm strand of rondelles in goldenrod. So beautiful. And let's see, what else do we have here? Then there is, this is a 32-inch strand or 34-inch, something like that. These are flower amazonite chip beads. It's a huge long strand. I love these. They're really, really beautiful. And it's just this huge long strand. So there's some flower amazonite chip beads. Then I made this strand of bicones from my personal stash. And so you've got, it's basically like a blush mix. And that's what it looks like, folded in half. It's probably 14, 15, 16 inches, something like that. And they're just gorgeous. They're all 4mm faceted bicones. This is a gorgeous champagne. And then here is this beautiful baby blue. And then that frosted light green with that AB finish. Then there are some clear. And then the 6mm is just a light baby pink. And then a beautiful aqua type look, kind of like a turquoisey. And then some clear in the 6mm. So that is your little baby blush bicone mix. I just thought that's so pretty. And then we have some picture jasper, guys. This also from my personal stash. So I don't know, it's probably maybe around 9-10 inches, something like that. But it's just beautiful. I love picture jasper. I love jasper anyway. But picture of a jasper is so beautiful and just warm, cozy vibes, right? And you get the nuggets. And then there's also I think these are probably 8mm. I think these are 8mm rounds. And then the nuggets in the picture jasper. So that's your picture jasper strand. And let me start getting things put a little bit back in here. I'm running out of room. And we'll keep going. And then, guys, I came up with, even that fire brick mix looks fabulous with that. So pretty. And then here is a random strand of gemstones. I'll fold it in half. This literally has some of it. I don't even know what it is. I think that's a citrine. I think that might be jasper. This is definitely some quartz. Quite a bit of quartz in here. There's some Dalmatian jasper. There's an amethyst. I know that I think this is an interesting quartz. It's like a disc with, it's like a salmon color, but just a totally rando. This would make, I thought, for a really cool, just mixed like bracelet. And then maybe make a pair of earrings. So cool. There's some quartz that are like a heart shape. There's quite a few of those on here. So these are really huge nuggets here. And you can just see a lot of imperfections and inclusions. They're really, really pretty. I think that might be a pyrite. I don't know what it is. I'm not a gemologist. I know most myself, but this, I'm not sure on some of them. But anyway, so a random strand of gemstones. And then from my personal stash, these are some of my favorites, guys. Also, quite a bit of this is from my stash. These are beautiful. These are absolutely gorgeous. And you can put some of these bicones, even the blush bicone mix. You could do the blue mix. I mean, you could do just about anything. Even the picture jasper, you can put turquoise with it, and they're just gorgeous. They are center drilled. They're probably around at least 20 millimeter or so, these crosses. I just love them. I actually have one that has just a really pretty bicone on top on a head pin, and I just strung it on a piece of chain. I wear it all the time. It's just beautiful. So I thought you could make a couple of pair of earrings or a couple of necklaces with those. They're so beautiful. I just wanted to share these. I've got just a couple of these, but I've had them for years, guys. They're just absolutely beautiful. And by the way, a little bit of gypsy hair coming your way. I'm not charging extra shipping for that. And then a pair of pliers, my friends. So a pair of standard chain nose pliers are in this bag. You can always use an extra pair of chain nose, I figured. These are so great. They're a wonderful grip. They have a really cool point and a very small tip there. And, you know, I just thought, you know, why not? Everybody, you know, I go through tools, you know, not every year, but anyway. So we've got a pair of chain nose pliers, and that's what I was able to get into this bag. Let's move on. Okay, so there's that bag of goodies, and I hope you guys enjoy. I really, really do. Didn't, you know, want a theme. I just wanted to kind of do lots of different, you know, colors and shapes and sizes, you know, just because I'm not sure, you know, who will get this. Are you going to be beginner or seasoned? Like I said, beater, it doesn't matter. Everybody could use all of this. I love all of it. Like I said, a lot of that came from my stash. So I hope you guys like that choice. Those choices. And then a small container, one of the many types of containers that I use in my jewelry organization. And this one is just, it's a really great container for like findings. You can use it just for, you know, whatever. I mean, it's really whatever, but you can put, like, years ago, when I started out, I used to use trays like this for all my seed beads, and I had like 10 of them. But you can, you know, this would be really great for maybe just all your connectors, or maybe you sort your stuff by metal colors. So I just thought, you know, it's got 12 containers. I thought this would be useful for a beater, because I know we all love, right? Don't we all love containers? I still need to get more. And then I left 3 empty, just because I thought maybe you guys would want to, you know, put something there. And then I just kind of put some random things in here. A little bit of your findings are in here. I've got some flower bead cones. So I've done silver and gold. That's the most common, right? So that's silver. And then these 3 compartments have gold. So we'll go through it. So here's some of the tulip bead cones. Here's a couple of cool bead cones. They're in that cool oblong. They're really cool. I love these for tassels. I use these for tassels all the time. There's a whole bunch of different types of connectors in here. There is some infinity links, some of the Chinese knot. There is some flower connectors. I think there's a couple of each. And then you have some, I think this is 3.7 millimeter curb chain. So my sparkle bag has the 5 millimeter oval twisted curb chain. So this is 6 yards, by the way, guys. So 6 yards, I'm sorry, 2 yards. So 2 yards of chain, and it is just silver, 3.7 millimeter, but it's a ton of it. So I thought, you know, if you're like me and you love to make tassels, there you go. So that's in that compartment. Then, you know, loose here is some of my favorite bead caps. They're really, really pretty. I really love these. It's my new favorite. I need to order more of these. I love these. They're so cute. So there's a bunch of those there. And then another little silver bead caps. Little bag of them right there. So I didn't want to mix them up, but there's that. And then in the next compartment is a bunch of lobster clasps in silver. So I just threw a bunch of those in there. You can always use some lobster clasps. And a couple sizes of jump rings. These are all stainless steel. So there's some 6 millimeter and some 4 millimeter. So just threw a bag of each of those in there. You need jump rings, don't we? And then over to the gold, the same 5 millimeter oval twisted chain in the sparkle bag. It's right here and it's in gold, and it's again 2 yards of it. So 2 yards of that chain. And then similarly, the tulip bead caps. There's just a whole bunch of those in there. And then right here is some of these really pretty gold bead caps. I love these. I sell these out of my store all the time. I'm always having to reorder them. They're really cute little flower. They're really super pretty. So there's some of those. And then here's some clasps in gold. There's a couple of different types in here. So there's a triangle. And this one is a different gold finish, but it's so pretty. It looks so great with like diamond cut chain. It's a crown. It's double-sided. These are from my stash. I got these from Joann's years ago. And they're not one bit tarnished. I love these. And then some flower, a flower cool toggle, and then there is a wreath toggle right there. It's one-sided. So a couple of toggles there in the gold metal. And I'm still going, guys. And then let me close that back up. So let me get that shoved in there. I think everything is fitting just fine. And then same, jump rings and some connectors. So here's a couple of these really cool antique filigree. They're one-sided connectors. Love these. They're really, really cool. And you can make a really cool pair of earrings out of these. Love these. And these are gorgeous. These are phenomenal. I love these jump rings, you guys. So these are, I think, are 8 millimeter, but these are 304 stainless steel under 24 karat gold plated jump rings. And again, they're 8 millimeter in the gold. So I gave you a bag of those. I love these. They close really well if you want to do something really heavy with gemstones or like multi-strands. These are really great for that. And then 3 little empty slots, and then we can snap it closed, and then you have a little container. I hope you guys enjoyed the reveal of the gratitude giveaway. And I can't wait to see tomorrow who wins this amazing prize. And thank you for joining me while we made our beautiful earrings today, friends. So we will see you guys tomorrow for the reveal of the winner and for Friday Frolic Fun Day. We'll see you guys then. Be blessed.